And the main way that congregational leaders can build trust is to put in place endowment and gift acceptance policies. Now, this does not mean, Cynthia, that you must already have money in your endowment. Even before you have a dime of any assets like that, you should put in place endowment and gift acceptance policies, because what those do is they guide leaders on how to oversee those gifts, how to invest them, and most importantly, how to build trust among the members of the congregation, because you are specifying how you're going to handle those gifts. All right. The other aspect is you are building a sense of guidance for donors, because donors will know how a gift will be handled, but also what types of gifts are the best for them to give to your congregation.
So I'm a church leader and we don't have a gift acceptance policy and we have never set up an endowment or don't have an endowment
Mhm.
policy. What do I do?
Well, the easiest thing, quite honestly, would be to contact me here at the Episcopal Church Foundation. We're happy to work with individual congregations on setting up endowment and gift acceptance policies based on our best practice policies that have been adapted through the years. So that is the easiest way. There are other ways, of course. You could certainly compare yourselves to other nearby congregations, download those sorts of templates from other sources on the internet. But the key factor here is you want the vestry, the main leadership of your congregation, to be behind this effort. And that is why when you use the Episcopal Church Foundation policies, those are vestry resolutions. We know the Episcopal Church well, and we know that you must have those key leaders not only understanding the importance of putting these policies in place, but actually to have supported by approving those policies.
So you go through the process with the vestry to discuss and
Mhm.
develop your own gift acceptance policies and endowment policy.
Yes, should all be in one document, right?
Okay.
In
Okay.
addition, what we recommended is a part of our policy is at the back of it. We actually have templates for you to fill in the different funds that you may have. Some parishes may already have some funds that exist as either true or quasi endowments, and they need to track those. But it's key that they need to understand the origin of those funds so they know what the donor specified when she, and it often is she who gives the gift, what she intended.
And this is a way that going into the future, you're going to have a record and you're going to go through the process of understanding, why that gift came in and where it goes.
It's a really good thing that you have records in place, clarity about policies, so that it guides leaders in the future for how they should invest it, how they should oversee it. But most importantly, all of this goes back to trust, because you're seeking to build trust among your donors so they know how a gift will be treated, how it will be maintained, and that trust will enable a donor to be more generous. It also will guide the donor. It guides the donor on what's appropriate, and hopefully will guide the donor on not making an overly restricted gift, an anachronistic gift that the parish cannot use as well as they could have if it were unrestricted.
So tell us a little bit about, I think you mentioned before that some churches might have separate funds already set up, or what are some funds that if a vestry is new to this and they're thinking through this process, what are some ways that they might want to think about how those funds would be set up?
So this is something which we at ECF can help people think through, because it will be unique to each parish. On the whole, generally, you want to have as much of an unrestricted endowment where the parish has the freedom to use those funds for the future mission and ministry of the congregation without being restricted. However, many congregations feel it is better to have clear funds up front as well as an unrestricted fund. So things that may always be needed within our Anglican tradition, that you would want to have a building fund. Whether or not you would rent your building in the future or not, different issue, but it would be source of funds for that. You may have music. We will always, I hope and pray to God, always have music. And hopefully also maybe a Christian spirituality or Christian formation fund, those sorts of things. But the danger is you don't want to pigeonhole only certain things. So you want to be flexible. You want to encourage your donors to leave as many unrestricted gifts as possible. But the only way you achieve that is by building that level of trust and confidence in the leaders, regardless if the leaders change over time.
And unrestricted giving is also connected to, I guess I'd like you to talk about it in terms of the future focus again.
Endowments are future focused, just like planned gifts. And the reason is, if you want to demonstrate to your donors that you have a future, that you trust in your own future as a congregation, you will put in place an endowment and gift acceptance policies, because that demonstrates to your constituents, to your parishioners, to others who may support the congregation, that you have a future, you have a plan, you're focused on this. And so planned gifts are the main source for building endowments over the long term, because they match up so well, because they are typically for the future. They're meant to last in perpetuity, as well as just that nature that the person giving it wants it to last for the future mission and ministry of the congregation.